I'm a cook anyway, so I might as well become a chef.
He's going to be a student, a culinary student at Second Helpings, and depending on how far he goes in that, it can lead to employment, it can lead to volunteer opportunities.
I'm going to keep on going. As long as God gives me the strength, I'm going to keep on going.
Some physicians may feel that death is the enemy, but I think most of us understand and accept the fact that death is a part of someone's life. And we need to find ways to be present to patients where they are.
The goal of the palliative care team here at Wishard is to help the patients get through their illness with dignity and with support and love from our team.
Your other friend came here to the nursing home as well, and she's my patient.
It's an intensive, caring type situation that doesn't depend so much on technology. It depends on your willingness and your ability to connect with people and to make a situation that you can't improve at least tolerable.
Good, good. Any news on your Social Security?
No, not yet, but it takes time, I guess.
But it's still open. I met Mr. O'Brien back in January. He was an inpatient and had actually collapsed at the shelter he lived at, was brought into the hospital and put on a ventilator. At that time he was diagnosed with his cancer, and our team was called in because it was terminal cancer.
They told me I got a little bit longer to live, but they asked me if I wanted to know how long. I said no, not really, because might as well enjoy while I'm still around.
How do you take someone who says, you know, this is where I'm going to be, and this is my reality, and I'm willing to face it, so quit having trouble with it, enjoy me, let me enjoy life, help me. I mean, you know, what an enigma. Why can't we all see life like that?
Tell me a little bit, you had a little bit of a fever and then you've been coughing?
Yeah, a little bit. Last week I had a head cold.
Death just happens to be a part of living. And some people can look at death in a very positive way, that it's a part of life. And I think that's where he's coming from.
He knows that God's in his life and God's doing something, and however that's going to come out, that's okay with Pat. He's got his ideas of how it should come out, but it seems to me like he's put it in God's hands, and I think that's pretty cool.
They helped me out so many ways, you know, it's hard to really pay back. You know, it's one of those things money can't buy.
But very tired. And that week he said to me, you know, Linda, I think I'm ready to move to the Bryce home now, and I want to be the cook there.
The Abby Hunt Bryce home is a place, a residence, a shelter, if you will, for people who are terminally ill, who need some comfort and love and support at the end of their lives.
He was always cheerful. I visited him every week, and he was able to go out and do things with me. We went to get a hamburger, and in typical Pat style, he said, this is the best hamburger I've ever eaten, and I've got money in my pocket. Life is good. He lived at the Bryce home from September 7th was the day I took him until he died on November 18th. He wanted to give his money that he got back pay from Social Security. He wanted to give that money. Part of it he gave to Harbor Light Mission, and the rest he gave to the Bryce home.
We have put that in our endowment account, and when the time comes, we're building a memorial garden in the back of the home. And I think part of his gift to us will go toward helping us build that garden. So that'll be a wonderful memory for all of us and for him.
The lessons that I learned from him were that stay positive in the face of death, make plans, and keep your goals going even up until you die.
I've been sick for a while, and I just, my birthday came up, and I had been with my nephew, and they had been trying to get me to go to the hospital, so my sister, but hard-headed, I didn't want to go, and so I came on, had my nephew bring me home, and I was here a few days, and my sister came home from work and fixed me something to eat, and a few hours later, I just felt so bad, and she heard me, came to my room and told me to get ready. She gonna take me on to the hospital. And so I ended up in the hospital about 2 days after my birthday. I'm pretty sick. I was on my last leg.
I was shocked because I would have thought anything but cancer. I didn't know what was wrong with him, but I had no idea that he had cancer.
You look fine.
Mr. Chappelle, how are you doing? Larry has bladder cancer, which has metastasized outside of the bladder. So basically what we're doing is we're giving him chemotherapy in the hopes of slowing down the progression of his tumor. We're going to have to put you on some iron pills, okay? One of the nice to see you. I'll see you again, and we'll...
How are you doing today? Good to see you.
Good morning. Good morning. We actually met Larry when he was hospitalized back in the early spring, late winter. So we've known him since that time. Obviously a very sick man at that time, and to see him up walking around now, what a joy it is.
Our job at this point with Larry is to be able to help him appreciate the peaks in his life that he's got left. And help those be as many as possible. We know that he's got some valleys ahead of him, and we want to make those as smooth as possible as well.
They're a great team. You know, I'm glad they on my team. I mean, they're there for me, because I feel blessed to have everybody that's been there for me. That is the reason I'm still here, because I think everybody pulled together and they was there to make sure I had the best care that I could have, and I seen that in there. You know, I said, these some great doctors and they care.
Probably the most important thing you can do for a patient is to be in tune with their emotions. And so our team spends a lot of time trying to get to know them and where they're coming from. And I've been surprised in the past to hear a patient tell me that having us involved in their life has actually turned their life around.
I think he's really beginning to demonstrate that I have found my gifts. My gifts may be giving to my cousins, my gifts may be giving to my nephew, maybe it's giving back to my family, maybe it's smiling at the palliative care team. He's just a great guy.
Linda, Michelle, Doc, all the doctors has been there for me. I thank the Lord for them, because I believe I'm here. Well, I'm here because of them, and they brought me back, them and the Lord. So I'm happy that I had who I had, and they seemed like they was there for me. What can I say? And by the grace of God, I'm still here.